I know a lot of people that are following already know this news, but some people don't know this, right?
Yeah.
So Stitch recently, so for all that stuff we already talked about happened, and it leads up to what? He gets signed. The guy gets signed to
Big things.
Stealth Bomb Records. Like, you know, obviously I've already congratulated you, but like, you know, for camera purposes, just so it's documented, yo, congrats, bro.
Congrats,
you know what
bro.
I mean? So
Thank you.
you can never say that we never shouted you up. No, but that's so if you guys don't know Stealth Bomb Records, that's Snack the Ripper's record label.
Yep.
He's a big artist from Canada, from out west area. Done a lot of tours, toured the country many times. The globe as well, for sure, but definitely very well known in Canada, very well known like all over the world, has a huge fan base, and started a label, has a lot of dope artists from Canada, from probably all over the world as well, most likely.
Yeah.
And Stitch got signed recently, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, every time we tell this story, I gotta shout out Junk, because Junk was the guy, like, so what happened is, I guess Snack used to work with Junk back in the day. They kind of parted ways for whatever reasons, but Snack was basically at the point of his career now, he's like, look, he's like, I want to revamp Stealth Bomb Records. Stealth Bomb became just a lot of his homies and a lot of people he's been rocking with forever, but he knows, because he's a smart motherfucker, that you need to stay up to date with the way music's going and the way hip-hop's going, yada yada. So he's like, look, I want to revamp the label completely, like new logo, new roster, new site, new like front, like top starting 5 mans, you know what I mean? Like, he wanted to rebuild the whole brand, and so he recruited Junk right off the top, because shout outs to Junk. Junk's a monster out west, and Junk put in his ear, because me and Junk had just been working. We did No Ragu, we were working on Lamb's Blood, we had a couple songs, and he was just like, look, he's like, if you want the best of the best, he goes, you want to check my guy Stitch, because at that point, me and Snack had never spoken. I'd never talked to Snack in my whole life. Like, Snack was just like another person that I knew was just like a figment of your imagination, in a sense, like this Canadian legend that, like, if he doesn't ever check me out his whole life, then I won't take it personal, because he's so busy, he's so popular. Like, you don't take it personal when they're at that level, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
So all of a sudden, Junk messaged me one day. It was Christmas time, 2019, and Junk calls me, and he's like, bro, he's like, so Snack is doing this now with the new thing, and he's like, anyways, long story short, he's like, I pitched you to be on the roster, and I'm kind of like, I was already doing my own thing, you know, I had one DT, and I'm like, you know, not cocky, but I'm like, cool, bro. I'm like, if that works out, great. If not, no hard feelings. Thank you for even pitching my name, and I'll just keep on trucking, keep doing what I do, yada yada, right? Yeah, so then fast forward, fucking, it's like June, like halfway through the year, and I'm going to some interview with Riyadh, Finn's interview, some like radio show or some show where they review songs, whatever, and I'm picking up Riyadh, we just hit the liquor store, blah, 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 and all of a sudden I'm waiting for Riyadh to come out of his house, and I get a text from a random number that I don't recognize. Excuse me. And he's like, and the number's like, yo, it's Snack, give me a call. And, you know, SNAK, and I'm just kind of like, no fucking way. And I'm like, no way. So I call him up, and I'm just like, yo, like, I just got a call from this number, and he's like, yo, Doc, yo, it's yo, what's up, man? It's Snack the Ripper, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yo, it's actually, like, I can tell by the voice, like, yo, this is fucking Snack the Ripper. And he's like, man, so basically, like, I'm reading, tells me the whole story, what he's doing. He's like, man, I just want to rock with the best of the best. And, like, honestly, I think it'd be a huge fit. And, like, and the way the story went is, like, at the end of the day, even though I'm super humbled by that and I'm super impressed by it, still, I'm, you know, at that point, I'm already a 30-year-old man. I'm like, yo, I've already been doing this. I'm like, look, if it doesn't make sense, unfortunately, whether I'm flattered or not, I can't do it. If I'm not about to sign my whole life over to anybody. You know what I mean? And Snack Mode, he was complete opposite. He was like, bro, I don't want anything from you other than you rep the label, you rep the team. Whatever you want to do under the label, I will pay for the whole shit, and you just cut me in a little deal. Long term, it doesn't matter how long it takes to pay me back. It's not about that. He goes, and it's project to project basis. So me and Junk signed under Stealth Bomb Records for the Lions Eat Goats project, right?
Which we'll get into. We will get into that after. Yeah.
We'll get into that. Yeah. And that was it. And the contract, I read the whole contract out. I had my people go over it, and it was just based off the contract, or sorry, off the album, and that was it. And he got his pay back, you know, right away. Like we did pretty well off of it, and he's getting his thing now. And now we're all just splitting the profits off of it. And he forked out the whole everything. He flew me out. He paid for every video, paid for the whole mix and mastering session, which was done by Jamie Cuse. Wasn't cheap, but shout out to Jamie Cuse. He's a wizard. Like, he's probably one of the best engineers out there. And Snack forked out the whole thing off of just a hunch. He just had a hunch. He's like, you know what, bro? He's like, Junk was right. I took in your shit. And there was one day, and then I go on Instagram and Snack had just liked a million things and commented on a million things. Like, he was blown away. He had never heard of me sooner. You know what I mean? It was one of those situations. And I was just super humbled, man. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm 30 years old. As long as I can still do my collabs and not have to fork out you any percentage of it, as long as if I decide to do a show here myself right now, you don't get a cut of it. Like that, none of that in my contract. Like I call it the Russ deal. Russ held out so long with Columbia that he literally does whatever the fuck he wants. When he wants money, they give it to him and he'll fork out their money back when he needs to. You know what I mean? But at that point, like, man, Snack blessed me, bro. He let me rock the team and that did exponential numbers for me, man. Like, and then I flew out there, he flew me out there. We did the video with Snack and fucking, you know, it was